What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97, and welcome to episode number 58 of my SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 General Manager mode. This is the final edition of SmackDown here in the series. The next episode will be either WrestleMania or perhaps that one-on-one matchup between Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit that I spoke of in the last episode. We'll have to see, though, if that actually gets booked onto the WrestleMania card itself, so stay tuned for the end of the episode where we will take a look at what WrestleMania has to offer, and we'll see exactly what's going on there. But, as this is the final episode of SmackDown, this is essentially the conclusion for our storylines, our rivalries we have going into this one. So, we're kicking this episode off. The Cruiserweight Championship is on the line. It's a fatal four-way matchup. It is Christian versus Rey Mysterio versus Rob Van Dam versus the Cruiserweight Champion, Paul London. And it's fatal four-way action, which means this is going to be crazy. It's going to be an epic matchup to kick off this episode of SmackDown. And here we go. We're about to get the high-paced action going as the current champ, Paul London, storms his way to the ring here, full speed ahead. Paul London, he is ready to go. He has held that Cruiserweight Championship for quite some time. I believe he won it back at No Way Out. I mean, No Mercy. I always get them confused. There's like 3 pay-per-views that have No in the title. There's No Mercy, there's No Way Out, and I feel like there's one more that I'm just not off the top of my head, but you get the point. There's a lot of pay-per-views that have the absence of something. Right now, Rob Van Dam has got a steel chair. Mysterio with a roll-up here. Christian able to kick out at 2. But yes, this is a fatal four-way matchup, so unfortunately for Paul London, he does not have to be pinned. I mean, he doesn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose the championship. Basically, Christian, he could pin Rob Van Dam. Van Dam could pin Mysterio. Mysterio could pin Christian. Any of those combinations, and you can still mix and match some of those, and Paul London isn't even in the equation. Alright, now Van Dam, what a kick to the face there of Christian. Rough stuff there for Christian. He might have just gotten his face kicked in. Right now, Paul London going after Mysterio. Standing moonsault there from London. Van Dam backing Christian into the corner. And the referee now. The referee is down. That's just great. I mean, this referee, you know, we don't have to deal with this ref for much longer. I mean, his time, as the series dwindles down, his time is up. And hopefully next year we'll be able to get a much better referee. Somebody who actually knows what he's doing, who can actually do his job like he's supposed to. I'm just fed up. I'm fed up with this referee. I've had enough. Time we get rid of him. But unfortunately, Vince McMahon will not let us fire this referee. We can't replace him with someone else. And so unfortunately, we're stuck with him until the end of this episode. Perhaps at WrestleMania we might have a Monday Night Raw referee. But then if that's the case, we could always run the risk of being screwed over in, I mean, our matches could just become even more debacles than they have been with this referee. Perhaps. Or maybe the Raw referees have some dignity in their job. Van Dam, a huge super kick to the face of Mysterio. Paul London and Christian now battling it out as these 4 men switch opponents. Van Dam throwing Mysterio over there into the corner, but Mysterio with a boot to the face, able to counter out of the corner. Nice arm drag there from London. Mysterio blocking an attempted punch from Mysterio. Standing moonsault there from Paul London to Christian. And now London perhaps the roll-up on Christian. Christian, though, with the kick out. And now London going after Mysterio. Christian and Van Dam going at it. Oh, look at this. Romero's special from Paul London. Mysterio could submit here. But no, Van Dam is right there to break up that submission attempt before too much damage could occur. And another one, Mysterio, but the referee too busy having a shouting match with the air. Honestly. I don't know. I have nothing else left to say at this point about this referee. I mean, there's a sign that occasionally floats throughout the crowd. The referee is blind, and that's an understatement. Paul London now roll up again, but Mysterio another kick out. Van Dam now tossing Christian over there into the corner. Christian, though, counters out of it. Mysterio off the top rope, but he hits nothing. He falls short. As London, there was an arm drag to Van Dam. Now roll up on Ray, but Christian and Van Dam are both there to break up that pinfall attempt. And now an inside cradle here from Van Dam. 1, 2. Oh, almost had a new Cruiserweight champion right there, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Look at Mysterio. DDT to Christian, and that one busted him open. Van Dam now going after London. Paul London, though, with a counter. Now a back suplex to take down Van Dam. London, you can see, is getting very worn out by this matchup. The cover on Van Dam. 2. But there is Christian to break it up. London to the top rope, and he takes out Van Dam. Christian going to work on the leg of Rey Mysterio here. Try to neutralize the high-flying ability of Mysterio. Standing moonsault again from London. Christian now to the outside to perhaps recover himself a little bit. Regain his composure. Oh, look at this, London! But no, Mysterio right there to break up the pinfall. London with that dragon suplex, or full Nelson suplex. Took out Rob right there. Referee is out again. He's just taking a nap on the job. Look at Mysterio, reverse DDT there, a springboard reverse DDT. The cover on Christian, but the referee, he's still trying to recover from his nap. Mysterio now, snapmare takedown to Van Dam. Off the ropes, a drop kick to the face. Paul London now looking to capitalize as Mysterio holding his ribs, but Mysterio is still able to get over there to break up the pin. Bulldog there to Ray. London and Van Dam back at it. Now look at this. Full Nelson suplex to Mysterio. Referee again not paying attention. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the crowd said something about his mother. I really don't know. I don't know what just happened. Van Dam, he just bulldog nothing. Okay. This matchup is crazy. I said it'd be crazy, folks. But this is a type of a level of insanity that I wasn't expecting that we'd ever reach. This is definitely the last episode of SmackDown, all right. As there was a big kick to the face of Paul London. Mysterio back in the ring. Christian as well. As Van Dam tossing Mysterio into the corner. Paul London, DDT to Christian. What a DDT by London. Van Dam now off the top rope. A superplex to Rey Mysterio. And now Van Dam going to the top rope here. Looking for the leg. London gets in the way. And Van Dam isn't able to connect to 100%. Christian now taking down London. Van Dam in stereo from the top. Split leg moonsault there from Van Dam. But Paul London's right there to break it up. Drop kick now to Ray. Van Dam putting Christian back into the corner. Perhaps looking to superplex Christian here. I think that's just what he's got in mind. Van Dam now on the shoulders of Mysterio. Rolls him up. Look at this, a cover. 1, 2, 3. Paul London retains the Cruiserweight Championship as the referee was actually in position to count that pin in a decent amount of time. That might be a record time for this referee. And Paul London, or I should say Rob Van Dam, caught up with that superplex, couldn't get there to break up the pin in time. So Paul London, he is going to end this series as our Cruiserweight Champion. So props to Paul London on a very strong title reign here in the latter half of the series. We'll see if Triple H can perhaps follow suit and retain his championship at WrestleMania. We'll see if Kane can retain his United States Championship later on tonight, because he'll be defending it in an Armageddon 6-man Hell in the Cell contest. That is right, we're pulling out all the stops for this final episode of SmackDown. It's practically our pay-per-view. It's final episode of SmackDown. You gotta go out with a bang. As Orton with a steel chair, this is a no disqualification matchup as Hulk Hogan and Randy Orton look to settle their differences in this matchup. Ric Flair at ringside here. to manage Randy Orton. Just give him a helping hand if he needs it. As Hollywood Hogan gets taken out again by the steel chair. There's a forearm right to the face of Hulk Hogan. Or I should say Hollywood Hogan. Hulk Hogan is on Monday Night Raw. Hollywood Hogan is here on SmackDown. My cats are off screen just running around, running amok, wreaking havoc. So I have to try to shoo them away so don't make too much noise. As right now Randy Orton with a DDT there onto the chair. And there's the bravado, the arrogance of Randy Orton on center stage. Well, that guy in the crowd says Hollywood is God, but I'm sure Randy Orton would tell you that Orton is God. And he's a legend killer. He's looking to kill Hollywood Hogan tonight. Looking to destroy his legacy. And right now, he's got Hollywood up on that top rope. Could be looking for the DDT! Vintage Randy Orton there, the DDT off the top rope. And now Orton with the steel chair again. Right to the skull, he clocked him. And Hogan, man, he has just not been able to get going in this matchup. Oh wait, there's a shot to the back of the head. And now a leg sweep taking down Orton. Hollywood could be on the verge of a comeback here. Arm drag, down goes the Viper. Ric Flair doesn't look too happy about it at ringside. Hogan now going for a steel chair of his own. Orton picking up a chair. And now just a face-off, a stalemate. Both men with steel chairs in hand. Orton trying to strike, but it did not work. Fortunately, though, he was able to take the chair out of Hogan's hands. And a gutbuster. Randy Orton now, he's got Hogan's chair. Looks like it's going to backfire on Hollywood. There's a shot to the gut. And a kick to the gut. DDT again! That one busted Hogan open. And Randy Orton now could be looking to put Hollywood Hogan away as he places him into the corner. Perhaps looking for a super RKO from the top rope. And this thing is over. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton picks up the win over Hollywood Hogan. And now we move on to our third match of the evening. Third of 6 matches this evening. And Triple H tonight, he's going to be taking on both Christian and Edge in singles competition. So right now, Triple H taking on Chris Jericho, one half the tag team champions. And later on tonight, we're going to see Triple H take on Edge. Should be a good opportunity for Triple H to get a good warm-up in against the tag team champions as he prepares for triple threat action later on tonight. Jericho and Edge, they've had an impressive tag team championship reign as well. I believe that they won the titles about around the same time as Paul London. I don't think it was on the same pay-per-view. I believe they won it on an episode of SmackDown just short of the pay-per-view. But, I mean, Jericho and Edge, they've been very dominant as tag team champions. Triple H hung up there in the ropes by Jericho. Very resourceful move from Y2J. And now a German suplex. Triple H landed right on the top of his head. Might break your neck with a landing like that. Jawbreaker from Jericho. As the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla looks to take the fight to the game. And another jawbreaker from Jericho. A good start here from the man of 1,004 holds. As now he's got Triple H. Looking to set him up perhaps for a pile driver. No! Back body drop counter there from Triple H. A good counter from Triple H. And now he could be looking for his second win in this matchup. DDT to Jericho. Spiking his skull first into the mat. And another DDT for good measure. And now Triple H going off the ropes here. Drops the knee right across the skull of Y2J. Edge here at ringside tonight could potentially get involved in this matchup. Maybe he'll try to save himself for his match with Triple H later on. Look at this. Oh, takes him down there. Does Y2J. Oh, and look at this. The arrogant cover, but Triple H kicks out at 1. You know, maybe if Jericho would have performed an actual pinfall, he might have gotten a 2 count. But it doesn't matter now. Oh, and Jericho took a moment to taunt. And now that could come back to cost him. Triple H just punched his lights out. And now look at Triple H. He is pissed. Chris Jericho tried to humiliate him with that cover earlier, and Triple H, he's not having any of it. That is not how you play the game, Chris. And now he's going to pay the price. The running knee to the skull, cover by Triple H. Oh, almost a 3 count, but Jericho able to kick out. Oh, and now Jericho blocks the punch. Oh, look at this. Back and forth, these two men able to block each other's punches. But Jericho, I think he stumbled there, and now Triple H, he's going to take advantage, choking out Chris Jericho here. Referee, you got to get in there. You can't let Triple H do something like that. Although, you know, this referee, we've had theories in the past. Triple H, I think he's got this ref in his back pocket. Maybe that's why he's held the World Championship for 57 straight episodes. This marking his 58th. That will be why Triple H, he's just bribing this referee to help him win all his matches. Right now, Chris Jericho, he's in dire straits. Triple H is just bringing the fight to Y2J. Now again choking him out. Ref! At this point, I mean, disqualify this man. That is an illegal chokehold. You cannot do that. Oh, now Triple H. Now he's got Y2J out of it. Pedigree to Y2J. And Triple H, if he pins him, it's over. 1, 2, 3. Well, no thanks to the referee. Triple H makes quick work of Y2J. We now move on to an elimination tag team matchup. Shelton Benjamin and Chris Benoit reunite to take on the former tag team champions, Batista and Eddie Guerrero. Of course, Batista and Eddie Guerrero, formerly tag team champions until they lost the belts in a triangle ladder match to Bret Hart and the British Bulldog, who then lost the titles in a triangle hardcore match, triple threat tornado tag team match against, or until they lost it to Edge and Chris Jericho. Of course, that's one thing I liked about this game. We had a lot of triangle tag team matches. You could do a triple threat tables match, a triple threat tag team hardcore match, triple threat tag team ladder match. But unfortunately for next year's game, we only get the hardcore match. The tables and the ladder matches do not return. That's a bit unfortunate, but you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, as they would say. Shelton off the top rope, but Benoit actually got in the way there. Bit of miscommunication between Benjamin and Benoit. But anyway, yes, I don't know. I really enjoyed this series. I mean, the match types are pretty cool. I would really like to see some of these older match stipulations implicated in newer games. But of course, there are a lot of matches that still even need to be brought back from more recent games in WWE 2K17, bringing back like the I Quit match. You could do, I don't know, we don't even have gauntlet matches anymore. There's a lot of match types that could be brought back in 2K17. I think, if anything, bring back Story Designer, I guess overhaul My Career a bit, and bring in some new match types, or bring back some older match types. Those are probably the three thing. Oh, no, wait. I would also like to say more NXT superstars. I mean, at this point, NXT, as big as it is, most of the superstars who, like, we got a fair amount of superstars from NXT in now the past 2 games, so I feel like there's not a whole lot of improvements they need to do. Honestly, I would say, like, my cutoff point, in terms of, like, realistically, my cutoff point, people that can be scanned for the game in enough time that you could hopefully get all their moves and whatnot implemented. If they haven't debuted by NXT TakeOver London, which was back in December, I feel like, you know, it's reasonable that if they're not going to make the cut. We did see Samoa Joe make it into 2K16, and he debuted, I don't remember when he debuted, but I know it was before, like, it was in 2015 that he debuted. So we could potentially, what I could see happening if we get guys like perhaps a new updated Future Stars pack, but for 2K17, and we get guys like Austin Aries, Shinsuke Nakamura. I tried to do I did a half English, half Japanese pronunciation for his name. What the heck was that? Shinsuke Nakamura, I would expect to see him in the game, maybe for like DLC. I mean, how can they not put Nakamura in the game? This man is just a boss. Anyways, but for people who, I mean, just taking a look at the list of superstars who could make the cut, just by having them, like, if they haven't debuted before TakeOver London, you know, if they debuted before then, I think they should be in the game. So, I mean, just look at all the list of names that already gives us. Apollo Crews, who's now on the main roster, so really, I think he should be in the game regardless. So we get Apollo Crews, Asuka, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, the 4 horsewomen. There's no excuse for them not to be in the game this year, damn it. I understand last year, you know, it does take some time to put in the models and the moves and whatnot, but I mean, come on. 3 of them are on the main roster. Bayley is on the way. She's been in NXT for like ages. Yes, 4 horsewomen, they should be a lock for the game. But yeah, the 4 horsewomen, no excuse for them not to be there. Brooke, Emma. I mean, Emma, you just gotta update her to never mind. Anyways, but people new to the game. The four horsewomen new to the game. Asuka, Dana Brooke, Apollo Crews. Who else am I missing? You could have the Revival. I want the Revival in the game. They're such a good tag team. But of course, that also includes the American Alpha, Chad Gable. I'm sure that'll be a fan favorite to put in this year's game. And it would be a travesty if they did not make it in. Honestly, that's really, it's to be expected, I think, at this point, that the NXT roster should be expanding in the newer games. You can bring in, you have your legends, you have your main roster guys, and then you have that NXT roster. And now, you don't need to bring in every Joe Schmo who's on the roster. I mean, we don't need to see, you know, your jobbers. I don't expect to see somebody like, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Dagnabbit. The guy with 2 headbands. Why can I not remember his name? Anyways. But, like, we're not going to see, you know, we're not going to, probably not going to see the Drifter, Elias Sampson. I doubt he would make it in the game. He only debuted just after that, and he's not that big of a name. But honestly, you know, the talk of the town down in NXT, I definitely expect to see them in the game. And now, especially with the whole women's revolution, really that should, you should see more of a prominent role of the women down in NXT in the main game. Bring up Nia Jax as well. Honestly, I could probably make a video in itself just talking about all the future stars, the NXT stars who I think should be in the game, who I think will make the cut. But perhaps we'll save that for another time. If that's a video you would like me to do, like a 2K17 wish list, I haven't done a video like that in quite some time. 2K14 might have actually been the last year that I did a whole, oh, what should be in the game. I know I did like a my plans video for 2K15, but that's not the same. Batista, he's just gassed right now as I try to focus back in on the episode itself. Right now, Eddie Guerrero has been eliminated, so it's just Batista all by himself against Chris Benoit and Shelton Benjamin. As now these 2 men appear to be zeroing in on the arm of Batista. Big knee right to the arm there of Batista. And now the numbers game is going to take full effect here on Batista. Let's look at this. Benjamin and Benoit looking for a double suplex, and they nail it. Benjamin and Benoit, they're just taking the fight to Batista, but Batista with a bit of fire left in him. But that didn't last too long. Huge clothesline there from Chris Benoit. But Batista kicks Benjamin away. Oh, but there's a huge kick to the skull. And then Benoit with a couple of jabs to the back as well to follow it up. Chris Benoit now. Perhaps are we going to see more double team work? Here we go. No, wait, it's a reverse double team. A double clothesline from Batista, taking out Benjamin and Benoit in one move. Well, now look at this. Batista, he's in trouble. Benjamin slamming him shoulder first into that ring post. And a back suplex from Chris Benoit. Now in a tough predicament. I mean, now that Eddie Guerrero's out of this thing, oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. Look at this! Chris Benoit, Batista bomb! How humiliating would this be? 2. No! Batista just able to kick out of the Batista bomb just before a 3 count. But how humiliating would that have been? To get beaten with your own finishing move. Wow, that would have been a very sour note for Batista to go out on. But in the end, he's still not going to win this matchup. T-bone suplex, 2, 3. That is a victory, a good redemption win for Chris Benoit and Shelton Benjamin. And now we move on. It is the other half of the tag team champions, the other half of our matchup earlier on. Edge goes one-on-one with Triple H here. And of course, the next matchup is going to be the Hell in the Cell match for the United States Championship. And of course, people who you have not yet seen are most likely going to be in that matchup. Mankind, Bret Hart, Kane, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. And the whole reason we put them in there is to hopefully hold them over till WrestleMania, because they've been unsatisfied, wanting a title shot for quite some time. So hopefully, if we put them in this US title match, they're not going to jump ship just before WrestleMania. That would be the worst. And I don't expect them to get injured either. I mean, they were pretty good in terms of fatigue. So honestly, if we take a gamble like right now on this last episode, they only have to go through WrestleMania yet. So if they would get injured after WrestleMania, that's fine, because this playthrough would be over. I mean, realistically, like, I never saw much of an appeal in doing a second year of GM mode, like, in the same playthrough, I guess. Because you can do the WWE draft. I guess it's kind of cool, but then after that, like, you're just basically doing over the same thing that you did the previous year. Whenever I used to play, I would always just play through 1 year. If I win the GM of the year, cool. If not, I'll play it through again. I'd probably play it through again either way. Move to a different show, draft some different superstars, whatever have you. But I don't know, doing the same in the same playthrough, because then you start off, I don't think you start with the same amount of money that you would beforehand. Your contracts are all lowered. It just seemed like more of a hassle than something to enjoy. At least for me personally, I didn't really see much of an appeal to playing through on the same save file just a second year. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I don't personally see much value in that. Right now, the referee again, he's napping on the job. Edge and Jericho now with a double team here on Triple H on the outside. Edge has got a steel chair. This is not a no disqualification match, but I mean, when the referee's out of it, anything goes. Well, I guess now the referee's conscious, but even then, does this referee know how to call a disqualification? I mean, obviously he can count to 3, and that's about all he's good for. I mean, honestly, any Joe Schmo here in the crowd can count to 3. We could just call it. We should just hire a new referee right now. Just take any Joe Schmo from the front row. I'm sure he could do a better job than this referee. Right now, Triple H is still fighting off Jericho and Edge here, and now gutbuster there from Edge. Referee back into it, as we had to skip ahead a little bit in this matchup. This one was all over the place. You like to play older games,
not the greatest, and often this AI will just go all over the place.
Right now, Edge in the corner, a spear to Triple H, and that should do it. Edge, he can go for the cover. He's got this match in the bag. 1, 2. No, just kidding. Triple H keeps himself alive. He kicks out of the spear, and again to the outside goes Triple H. This is the type of garbage I'm talking about. The AI, I mean Triple H, he's just retreating here. He doesn't want any part of Edge. So Edge now has to go in pursuit. There's Y2J. It's a good thing for Edge, this referee doesn't know how to call a disqualification. Unless it's some BS reason like with Rey Mysterio. Because that was a justifiable disqualification. See, this referee, man, when he's supposed to do his job, he doesn't do it, and when he's not supposed to do his job, he does it. I really don't know in any other way how to put this. Spear by Edge! Maybe this time the referee will be in position for a cover. It's not too often that Triple H gets pinned for a 3 count, but Edge, can he do it here? Yes, he does. The execution into the spear. It is over. It's lights out. It is game over for the King of Kings. And here we are now, the main event. U.S. title on the line. We've got Bret Hart, Booker T, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mankind, and Kane. A 6-man Hell in the Cell match. And Kane's United States Championship is up for grabs. So right now, Kane going after Bret Hart. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T battling it out. Mankind and The Rock as well are slugging it out here. And I don't know. Mankind, I don't know how he's going to fare in this Hell in the Cell matchup. We've seen his history in Hell in the Cells before. You know, I think he might be afraid of heights. He'll probably just want to stay inside that cell for all it's worth. Maybe not. Mankind, he's a pretty crazy dude. And heck, that his past history with Hell in the Cells might have scrambled his brains a bit. Maybe he doesn't quite know. Maybe he doesn't quite know how to fear things. Backbreaker there from Kane to Bret Hart. Kane, of course, he's had a fairly decent United States Championship reign as well. He's got the shortest reign of the moment
Of our current reigning champions. Kane, he won it within the new year, which is something that, I mean, our other 3 titles have not changed hands since the turn of the calendar. But Kane, he did win that United States Championship shortly after the new year rolled around. As Bret Hart bounces skull first off the cell. Kane bounces skull first off the ring post thanks to Booker T. And right now, Kane has got Booker T all right to the leg of the former five-time WCW champion. But he's not looking so hot right now. Kane really bringing the fight to Booker. As Stone Cold and Bret Hart back into the ring. Kane just out here. You know, this is Kane's environment, this Hell in the Cell. So he's just enjoying it right now. He's getting up close and personal with this Hell in the Cell structure and almost just daring anybody to come out there and face him. Because I'm sure he would just love to torture his opponents against that cell tonight. Right now he's got Bret Hart over there in the corner. Mankind, Bulldog there to Booker T. And The Rock and Austin are going at it. Those 2 men will face off along with Triple H in a triple threat for the world title at WrestleMania. And they were getting it on just a few moments ago. But right now, Rock going after Mankind. Booker T tosses Bret Hart back into the ring here. Look at this. Back suplex from The Rock to take down Mankind. Stone Cold Irish whipping Booker into the corner. Kane going out here, just distracting him. Oh no, and Kane going after that cell door. And Kane is outside the Hell in the Cell. Kane, I'm sure he would love to toss somebody from the top of that cell. And Mankind, if he knows what's good for him, he's going to stay inside that cell. I mean, Mankind, he's been tossed off a Hell in the Cell before. Sure, he doesn't want to take that ride again. Right now, Kane back outside the cell again, but it doesn't appear as though anybody wants to join him. So instead, he's gonna hang Booker T out to dry there. Now does the same to Bret Hart. There's a leg sweep from The Rock to Stone Cold. Bret Hart drop kicked over the top rope. And now Kane tossing Mankind back in the ring. Oh, and now Bret Hart. His skull rubbed up against the cage there. And I think that might have just busted him open as well. I mean, with this Hell in the Cell structure, there are going to be cuts, bruises everywhere if you get slammed against that cell too many times. And now Mankind just rubbed up against that cell. And believe me, that does not tickle. That is gonna, you're gonna be feeling the effects of this in the morning. You're gonna be feeling the effects of it immediately, not just in the morning. You're gonna be feeling it in the morning, at night, in the afternoon, lunchtime, breakfast, dinner. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Well, now Mankind back inside the cell. Kane just, well, he's gonna go for a climb. He's gonna He's going to exercise here a little bit, going up to the top of the cell. As there's a roll-up from Booker, but it's broken up by Bret Hart. Kane, I think he's just waiting for somebody to come out and join him, but nobody's really too eager. Oh, well, there's the Texas Rattlesnake. Oh, just kidding. He changed his mind. It looked like Stone Cold was ready. Oh, here we go. He's back outside the cell this time. As Kane and Austin pull it out here
At ringside, Booker T now coming to the outside. Is The Rock? Yes, The Rock. No, Booker went back inside. Now The Rock's back outside. Now I think Booker's going to come outside. Here we go. Okay, so now we've got 2 men in the cell, 4 on the outside. Look at Mankind from the top rope. An elbow drop to Bret Hart. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for Mankind or Bret Hart. While these 4 men are outside the cell battling it out, they could very well go for the pinfall attempt in the center of the ring. Look at this, Kane. Oh wait, no, Kane fell off the cell. He misjudged himself a little bit. And now everybody is just climbing up or down the cell, in and out of the cell. Mankind bounced off the ring post. Now Booker back to the outside. There's an armbar there from The Rock on Bret Hart. Stone Cold's got a submission hold on Kane here. Booker back outside. Now everybody's outside the cell, well, except Mankind. Now everybody's outside the cell. I think this time for good. I think we've got everybody now. Kane climbing up the cell. Stone Cold, Mankind going up the cell as well. Oh, this is not going to be good if everybody goes to the top here. Bret the cover, but it's broken up by Mankind. Kane again falls off the cell. Oh, this is just misfortune galore for Kane. It's Mankind now just beating the crap out of Kane, looking to perhaps bust him open here. Punching him right in the skull. And now Mankind the cover. Nobody else is around. 2, 3, Mankind. Bret Hart almost got there to break it up. But Mankind gets the pinfall. Mankind is your new United States champion. And he is going to be the final U.S. champ of the series. And what a way to do it. In the Hell in the... Oh, Mankind, what are you doing? Mankind, he's climbing the cell. You might want to be careful. Careful, Mick. You've got bat... It doesn't... Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. I guess this man's not afraid of heights. But I'd still be very careful up there. I mean, we know Mick is a crazy dude, but, might want to calm it down just a little bit. But, anyways, Mankind, the new United States champion. And he wins it. What a poetic finish to this one. He wins it in the Hell in the Cell. An amazing win tonight for Mankind. So as you can see, what is the fan change? SmackDown plus 130,000. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So as you can see, we took to the mic this week for a bit of slandering. And, you know, this is a business. The other second-rate shows should tune into the real show. And that's just what happened. People immediately switch to watch Thursday Night SmackDown. Vince McMahon has announced a WrestleMania tournament that will pit SmackDown versus Raw against each other. The winning show will receive a franchise tag that can be placed on any superstar, making him or her ineligible for the draft. Tune in this Sunday for WrestleMania. So yes, there is a tournament, Raw versus SmackDown, in 3 separate matches. It's going to be taking place at WrestleMania. Mankind, a minor injury, but that's fine. He's not competing at WrestleMania anyway. Most likely, I mean, we might put him in one of those matches. And nope, that didn't work anyway, but they didn't jump ship, so that's what matters. Austin and Rock, they're still here, still unsatisfied, but you know what? That's their own fault. I mean, I gave them a title match. Apparently that was good enough for them. Look at that, Kane. Kane was just the United States champion. Why is he asking for a title shot now? I give up. I give up. There's only 1 episode left, and I give up. I give up. So anyways, these are going to be our final champions heading into WrestleMania. Triple H puts his world title on the line next episode, but let's see. We have a steel cage match, a hardcore match, last man standing, and I think Vince is the referee. Oh, wait a minute. That was Shawn Michaels. Monday Night Raw has booked Shawn Michaels, so you know exactly what we have to do. Looks like that extra episode is not going to be taking place. Chris Benoit, Shawn Michaels, last man standing at WrestleMania. Let's do it!